Hello and welcome everyone. Today we're going to tackle one of the most useful and, let's be honest, one of the most confusing verbs in the entire English language. Yep, we're talking about get. So let's jump right in.
So, is it really the most powerful word? Well, it just might be. I know a lot of students feel a little scared of the verb get because it seems to have a million different meanings. But trust me, it's not that bad. Today, we're going to slice through all that confusion and really focus on the 4 main meanings that you can start using right away to make your English sound so much more natural.
Okay, first up, let's talk about the most common meaning you'll hear. We use get all the time to replace words like receive, obtain, or even buy. Honestly, this is your secret key to unlocking that everyday conversational sound.
Now, take a look at this. It shows you the difference perfectly. You could say, I received an email. I mean, it's 100% correct, but it sounds a little stiff, a little formal. In a normal everyday chat, pretty much every native speaker is just going to say, I got an email. See how much smoother that sounds?
Here's another perfect example. You might write, buy milk on your shopping list. But if you're talking to your roommate, you'd say, hey, I need to get some milk. I mean, can you imagine saying, I am going to obtain milk now? Of course not. Using get just feels and sounds right.
And here's how we use it in a question. Asking, did you receive my message is fine, but again, it's a bit formal. Did you get my message is what you'll hear all the time from pretty much everyone. So the main idea for this first meaning is simple. If you're talking about receiving or buying something, get is your new best friend.
All right, so we figured out how to get things. Now let's talk about how things get different. For our second core meaning, we use get to show a change, a transformation. And the formula for this is super simple. It's just get plus an adjective.
This visual really shows it all. We start in one state, right? It's light outside. Then something changes. The sun goes down. And what's the result? It gets dark. That word get is the bridge. It's the action word that describes the whole process of becoming dark.
Here's another one you've probably felt before. You start out fine, not hungry at all, but after a few hours, a change starts to happen inside you. You don't just suddenly appear hungry, you get hungry. It perfectly describes that slow shift from one state to another.
And this example is fantastic for showing a change that happens over time. You weren't tired at the beginning, but the longer you wait, the more your feeling changes. You're in the middle of that process. Saying, I'm getting tired really captures that feeling that the change is happening right now.
Okay, our third core meaning is so useful, especially if you're talking to Americans. The verb arrive is a great word, but in casual, everyday speech, we almost always just say get when we're talking about reaching a place. Just think about this question. You could ask, what time did you arrive home? But it sounds so official, like you're filling out a police report or something. A friend is just going to ask, hey, what time did you get home? It's just warmer, friendlier, and way more common.
This one's super important. Did you notice that little word to right after get? When we name the specific place we're going, we almost always use the phrase get to. So, I'll get to the office is the completely natural way of saying I'll arrive at the office.
And here is a phrase that every single traveler needs to know. If you're lost and need help, this is your golden ticket. How do I get to blank? It is absolutely the most common and direct way to ask for directions to anywhere.
And finally, we've arrived at our last meaning for today, and it might be my favorite. It's so simple, but so useful. We use get all the time as a casual, informal way to say you understand something.
You know that feeling? A friend is explaining a joke or a tough concept, you're confused, and then suddenly, click, the light bulb goes on in your head. That aha moment. What do you say? You say, oh, I get it. It's the perfect way to show that you've just understood something.
And of course, the opposite is just as important. If you're in class and the teacher explains something, or you're watching a confusing movie, it's totally okay to just say, sorry, I don't get it. It's a really simple, clear way to let people know you need a little more explanation.
So there you have it, 4 huge, super common meanings of the verb get. See, when you break it down like this, it's not so intimidating after all. Let's do a super quick review just to make sure it all sticks.
Just keep these 4 ideas in your head. Get can mean to receive or obtain something, to become something different, to arrive at a destination, and to understand an idea. If you can master these 4, you are going to sound so much more natural.
Now that you've got this solid foundation, you're totally ready for the next step. In our next lesson, we're going to dive into the really fun stuff. Phrasal verbs where get teams up with other words to make brand new meanings, like get up or get along. I really hope you'll join me for that one.
But before you click away, it is your turn to practice. I want you to go down to the comments and write just one sentence using any of the 4 meanings of get that we learned about today. Go on, give it a try. I'm really looking forward to reading your examples. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in Lesson 2.